Hello and welcome to JK's Corner. My name is Joke. Thank you for stopping by my channel today. In today's video, I want to talk to you about a situation that has become increasingly desperate. I think I'm safe to use the word desperate. That is housing crisis in the UK. So there are a lot of you migrating to the UK as it is. And what is apparent is that there is a big housing crisis. So there aren't enough houses for people to move in. So it's becoming increasingly difficult to find good homes. It appears that there are more people arriving into the UK than there are homes for. So if you are watching this video and you are yet to leave Nigeria, even though you're planning to, I would encourage you, if you are, make plans to start asking people to find you accommodation, or you can also do that yourself. You can go on the website where you can get your homes and start looking for properties yourself. Find somebody who would go out to the property and view on your behalf. I would recommend 100% to always view the property before you actually make any down payment. It is very important. It's your money. You need to make sure that you're spending it wisely. You need to make sure that you're not being taken advantage of, because there are unscrupulous people out there, some of them landlords, who would take advantage of the situation and rent out a property that's not fit for a human to live in. They'll rent it out to you. They don't necessarily care about you. They care about their own pockets. So be wise, be careful, and if you see any property you want to that looks within your budget, maybe, it is important that you go out there and view that property before you make any payments. But please start making moves before you leave Nigeria to secure an accommodation you want to arrive into when you get here. There are some homeowners who, because of the state of disrepair that their properties or property have been in for several months or whatever, have been unable to find tenants who are already living in the UK to rent their properties. But now they may have an idea of the fact that there's a lot of demand by new arrivals into the UK, and they may then use that opportunity, not only increase how much they would have charged for the property, but they know that there is competition out there. People are desperate. They will exploit that and rent out homes that have previously been rejected by other potential tenants. They would then market it to you. And some landlords are really bad with the maintenance of their properties. They would not care about, making sure that you have the necessary things fixed and, the house in good condition. So you want to make sure you don't fall foul of these people. There are houses that have mold in them. You and I may not necessarily think about the dangers of living in a house that has mold. So we sleep in this house, so no matter how little it is, we probably would spend about 10 hours. That is if we don't even work from home. We spend about 10 hours of a day inside our homes. And what is the most essential thing we do in our homes? We breathe. If you breathe in this mold, which you definitely would breathe in if you live in a house that is full of mold, the long-term effect of it is, if you live in this property for a reasonable number of years, what would happen is, over time, because you are breathing in mold regularly, it will accumulate, and the very least that could happen to yourself is it will leave you with lifelong respiratory condition. You don't want that. You came over to the UK for better livelihood for yourself and your family. So it wouldn't be good if you are now nursing a bad health because you didn't realize this, but at the time, but you lived in a house that was full of mold. And at the very least, you could end up with lifelong respiratory condition. But in the worst of the circumstances, which unfortunately has been highlighted in the news recently, was the fact that a little boy actually died because him and his family were living in mold-ridden house. And this is something that, because it isn't talked about enough, I did not think that the dangers of living in a moldy house could be death. My heart goes out to the family of that little boy who are having to deal with that terrible loss, and other people who have been left with lifelong respiratory condition. And in the news, when I saw how bad some of these houses were, the mold condition in the accommodation, I just don't understand how one human being would rent out an accommodation like that to another human being. I did not know it could be possible that mold like that could exist in a house that somebody is actually charging other people for. So I beg you, when you're making the move to come to this country or any other Western country, but please be mindful that while you're trying to make this move, there are things that you need to be aware of. And the most important part of it is making sure you are securing yours and your family's health. You are making sure that your health and that of your family is at the topmost of your list when you're making decisions. So when you're looking for places to live in, when you must view these properties. Do not rely on the pictures that they show you. You have to view these properties, and you have to make sure that they have property are in a good state of repair. I mean, if they are broken internal doors or things like that, it's not the end of the world. But if the ventilation is bad and if there is mold in the house, I beg you, this is not an accommodation you want to let your family live in. As good and as attractive it is to make sure that you save money, make sure that you're not renting an accommodation that is moldy, because no matter how much money you save or no matter how much you want your money to go far, you have to be alive and in good health to be able to enjoy this money. I hope you have learned from this video. If you have, don't forget, as always, to share this video with somebody and also click on the like button. The only way I know if you have watched this video is when you drop me a comment below. Please drop me a comment below, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.